Hi, everyone. My name is Tristan Deveney. I am a solutions architect with FGI, a division of Kennedy and Company, and we're excited to kick off season 2 of Slate-a-Minute with today's session on Reader AI in Slate. So Reader AI became available to enable in instances in March of this year. If you haven't had the chance to turn it on yet, you can do so in the database section of Slate by searching for configuration keys. And way down at the bottom here under early access features, you just want to make sure that Reader AI is checked. It might take a few minutes to update, but once it's been enabled in the instance, you'll then see it appearing in the reader in the lower right next to the review form section. So what could I do with this? Maybe, for example, I could use this to process transcripts and to check my own work. So this is a transcript where I've already gone through and done a recalculation of the student's GPA and done a count of their AP and honors classes for each year. And maybe I want to check my work and see if the AI is getting a different result. So I have some prompts that I've saved just up in a Word document on my other screen here. Technolutions did mention that they're planning to include an option to store prompts in a central repository for the AI to use, so that you do have a consistent set of prompts that all of your reviewers can be working off of. That's not in place yet, but I would expect that to remain on the roadmap, so stay tuned on that. But for now, I'm just going to copy and paste from what I have on my other screen here. And if I click the AI icon here, I'll paste in my instructions for how I'd like it to calculate the GPA. Technolutions did add this MathJax library to help it perform the calculation more accurately. So if you had tinkered with this early on with some of the preview versions of this, you might have noticed that it wasn't great at math, but it has certainly improved on that. And I would encourage you to give this a try again and see if it's matching the accuracy that you would expect here. So again, I got a 3.41 when I did this calculation earlier today. And let's see how it does now that it's finished. So there we go, 3.41 as well. And I'm also going to ask it to do the count of AP and honors, and I've given it a specific format that I want it to use. Maybe this is how our admissions office likes to gather this information so it can be reviewed at a glance. And so it's going through the transcript, checking whether each course is honors or AP, and then it should give me a total for each year for what it took. And now I've set up my reader review form here to include a calculation formula that compares the values that were hand entered by the person when they were reviewing this and the values that the AI provided. So if there's a difference, I'll get a little warning message here, and we should see what that looks like. So this does tell me that there is a discrepancy here. So let's check what's different. Looks like 9th is the same, 10th is the same, 11th is the same. In 12th, I got a 1.5 for AP, and the AI counted 2. That makes sense. I only told it to count the classes overall. I didn't give it any specific instructions around how to count full credit classes versus half credit classes. And maybe this is just a policy difference that you have. This is the kind of question that you might have gotten the first time your new admissions counselor was reviewing a transcript. Do we as an office count 0.5 of an AP as a full AP, or should I count this as 1.5? So in the same way that you would have answered that question for a new admissions counselor, you can answer that question for your AI and maybe make some adjustments to your prompts when you're running this calculation the next time. I hope you found that demo helpful. Obviously, there's a lot more to say about AI and the implications for your process. I think the way that I would frame this is to say that this feels a bit like self-driving cars. You probably still want a human in the driver's seat. You probably still want the ability to put your hands on the wheel when something goes wrong, but there is a lot of possibility here. And I think it's important for schools to start familiarizing themselves with this technology and getting comfortable with what's out there and starting to think about how that could affect how they're approaching some of these processes. Now, obviously, I'm recording this in May of 2025, so who knows what this will look like after Summit this year or over the next few months. Wherever this goes, we will continue to share what we're finding, so stay tuned to this channel, and we'll look forward to seeing you at Summit.